In today's podcast, I want to talk about investing in love, how investment in our love relationships can make or break them. Investment in love. Like all investments, some love investments manifest while others don't. Everybody varies in how much they can or are willing to invest in others. Interestingly, this can be similar to how much we are able to give or willing to invest in ourselves. Some of us readily invest in love, while for others it can be a slow process. The investment needs to be similar and balanced, though, for a relationship to function. There are fewer problems when we both invest equally. In some partnerships, we may have very little investment and it works fine. With other partnerships, the investment is large. It is not about the amount we give, it is about each investment reflecting the other and being equal. Issues arise when the investments are not equal or vastly different. While these differences can be temporarily absorbed, long-term they will cause trouble. When we both invest in love, it's a fantastic decision. Nevertheless, if we don't invest to the same degree, it becomes problematic. Many of us never think about how much is going out and how much is coming in. We invest and rarely take a look at what is happening in our relationships. If we wish to keep the love boat from sinking, the first signs of discontent will be the feeling that we are not being appreciated and that we're always the one making more effort. Next, we actually may stop investing more. Perhaps we become crankier and less amiable. Investment in relationships is measured by the give and take between the parties involved. If we look around and make a list of those who we invest in and those who invest in us, we will notice how much love and time people are willing to give us. In bad times, those who invest will be there to give love and support, and monetary support can be offered or shelter given. Investment is all about how much we are prepared to give. When I took off my rose-coloured glasses and made my list, I was surprised. With this information, I could see more clearly. I understood why I had been feeling dissatisfied and taken for granted, and I vowed to change those outcomes. I simply returned the same investment others gave to me. Probably I still gave a bit more. In spite of this, I felt that I had more choices because I understood how the dynamics were operating. Looking at my relationships in this way has stopped me from investing in those who mostly take, and personally, that has been a gift of self-love. By investing wisely, I have more time to spend on my more fruitful partnerships and more love to give. And these investments are worthwhile. Of the many lessons that I have been taught, this one has proven to be among the most life-challenging. Maybe it will be the same for you. I hope so. It is really important to have a look at who you're investing in and who's investing in you. It's not always what it seemed. That's what I found out. And I couldn't understand why there was always that disparity between us. Now with this information of thinking about it as investment, it's made me decide to make choices. So my choice is that if I have a friend or family member who invests greatly into me, I invest equally, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, but usually with me it's a little bit more. It doesn't mean I don't give to the other people, I just don't invest as much, and that will mean as much time, as much effort, also maybe not as many presents and gifts, because I just found that the flip of it for me was that they were not prepared to invest back, and that was hurtful, and I didn't really like it. So I'm being really totally honest here, that's how I felt. But it was partly my fault, in a sense, because I hadn't recognised that maybe they were very important in my life and I would invest a lot, but perhaps I wasn't so important in their priority list. Maybe I had them at priority 3 and I was actually priority 7 or 9 or maybe 12, and I hadn't really got it. It made me not be judgmental of them, but I was clear-sighted about it, which is different. I could see what was actually happening. And once I could see it, then I just adapted. If I wanted to go over the top and buy something expensive or spoil them or do something ridiculous for them, I could still do this. But I had to be aware that I had to know it was just going one way, that it won't be coming the other way. Not that we do it for that reason, but I had to understand there was going to be imbalance in it. Have a look around at the people around you. If you're a very loving, caring person and you come from love, you'll find that if you're with power and control people, you might come off not so well. That's what I noticed. People who are into power and control don't invest in you because you're seeing more as a commodity of use to them. And if you haven't got any use to them, then the investment won't be as good. For example, if they need something from the carpet shop and you own the carpet shop, perhaps they will invest in you. However, if you don't own the carpet shop, maybe they won't invest in you as much. There's another aspect to the investment that sometimes it will be more temporary because there is gain. So they might come in, invest in you, get what they need at that time, and they will give you equal investment maybe, but then they retract and go back. Investing in other people and making better choices means you're actually investing in yourself. It's self-love, because we invest in ourselves and we say, I'm worth this much, I deserve this much, and I will be with people who respond accordingly to me. And then I will feel more comfortable. It actually feels more safe. And there's some element of truth in this, because there's a kind of trust then, because you trust that you're not going to be taken advantage of, used up, manipulated, etc., etc., etc. I don't think we can change who we actually are. If you're a person who is coming from love, you will probably always invest more, and I can cope with that, but I don't want to get grumpy or have to go write all about it because I'm angry with the person because I'm misjudged. That's all it is, because I'm misjudged. On a personal level, I've also found that people who are more monetary and people who are more tight with money will not necessarily invest in relationships to the same depth. Somehow there's a kind of a money exchange thing that goes on there, which actually downloads into your relationship. So perhaps they would rather be with someone who had more things, cars, and maybe better career than yours, and they'll invest more in that because you're not seen as having much worth to them for the things they value. So you might have to have a look at that too. You might find that really interesting if you look around. I believe to be a loving and caring person, we should invest in all people. It's just the degree you have to work out. So now what I do is I give full investment to those who give full investment back. I give 50-50 to the others. And I probably give more to the ones who don't invest. It's probably a little unbalanced, but I can be okay with that because I'd rather give more than the other way around. This week will be interesting for you. If you start looking at this investment, you will see often time will show it. Gifts, support, and physical presence in your life. These will show investment. A lot of people say they're going to do things, but they don't actually do it. It's the people actually who do it. They're the investors. The people who say it aren't necessarily the investors. And I feel you'll get even more insights of your own life and the people around you. First of all, invest in yourself, then invest in the good ones, and then just invest a little bit less with the others. I tended to pull my energy and pour it more into the fuller relationships and take what I would have taken, spreading it. I didn't spread it as thin, tended to just give more to certain people on all levels, and then give maybe less to the ones who weren't as invested in me. And I just sent them love, always sent them love. I send you love this week. Good luck looking at all your investments. You're going to find it really, really interesting, as I did. And you can still continue to be that loving, kind person. Enjoy your week and have a good one. And I'm sending love to all of you.